Who's my live? Yep, yes, I am going live right now. Hello, everyone. This is Helen here. Today, I wanted to really explain something that many people actually wanted to know. We belong to a few Facebook group on anger management, and so many people really want to learn how to control their anger. Like lashing out um, on little things to their loved ones. I know. So many of us, including myself. I'm a mother. I have big family, and even to my own mom, I sometimes find myself getting frustrated at her so fast, and I regret that after. So if you are here, chances are um, there must be something that you wanted to handle. And so today wanted to give you um, a simple explanation. What caused you to lash out to family members, especially the one you love so much, and regret it after? And first of all, I want to tell you that anger is not really you. All right. I studied in business, so I'm going to give you um, an example what anger is really is. As a woman, as someone who's in the business, I mean in fitness, anger is like extra body fat that something you ate or something you didn't do properly and got that extra body fat, right? Yes, we need body fat to protect our muscles, our joints, to keep us warm. Yes, we also need anger um, for life, under certain circumstances, right? Where we have to show up anger so we can, especially during moments when you are in danger, you need to show anger. However, just like body fat, if you have too much of it, um, carrying with you is going to be too heavy for your joints, right? And if you have too much anger is an emotion, too much in you, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Think about it, right? You yes, there's a time that anger needs to show up, like someone put a gun in your face. I hope so not, right? You need to show up at that moment, right? However, carrying anger for little things, your kids or your spouse, uh, you know, doing things not think that you want, or not doing things right for you. Instead of getting angry at them, what can you do? Right? Carrying the every little um, moments in your life, little things affect you. Those little things affect you. Is something I want you to know that you do have control over them. And once you handle them, just like learning how to eat better, learning what goes in your body, you can control the amount of fat that goes in your body. Same, it's the same when it comes to negative emotion, and in this case, feeling anger and frustrated, right? Because why? Because to be living a calm, confident, happy life, you need to handle those negative emotion, anger, just like to have a tone body or body that give you a lot of freedom. You need to handle the amount of body fat and muscles in your body. So it works very similar in that case. All right. So in this case, I wanted to explain to you what caused you to lash out to your family member, and where does it what is a root cause for you just to lash out and not have control? Other people have control. Is it because they have better IQ, or is it because they have better EQ, or is it because they come from a rich family, or is it because they're prettier, they have more clothes? No, nothing to do with that. It's because they're. I mean, you probably know. We all know they're really rich people and good looking women, men. but they're still angry and not happy. It is because they haven't been able to learn how to control the anger, right? There are a lot of rich people. They also have maybe extra body fat. Maybe um, they don't know how to do it, or maybe they don't believe it's there. It's possible, right? So um, I'm just going to give you a quick explanation how that your anger just shows up automatically. I'm going to explain to you um, the part of the mind, right, that stores all those emotions, and and give you an idea, why they show up in situations that you have no control. And once you understand that, and once you understand, just like body fat, I ate this, I have, gained extra body fat, I ate this, I can look better, right? Just understanding, basically just knowledge, all right? So I'm going to explain to you um, the two parts of the mind. Your mind has two parts. Everything in life has two sides, right? They call it the law of um, opposition. Even government parties, they always have the opposition to balance it out, right? White and black, women, female, just a balance, right? The goal right here, most of the time, people just have too much of one thing and off balance, right? For example, in this case, um, anger is too much, right? So you have love, you have joy inside you. Is this anger is way too much? So anger is showing up instead, right? So I want to explain to you the mind has two parts: the conscious mind and the subconscious part of the mind. Right here, example. Dried up. Must be with my new ones. Oh, okay. Look. So the mind is from what I learned, right? The mind. We we don't we can't see the mind, but it's there. Why? Is because where are all your memories stored? Where are all um, your past experience? How come you're able to remember things? Where and why do people have so much knowledge? Some people go to schools forever, even in 1 year, 100 years old. They're still learning. Where do they store? Where do our knowledge store? And what about, for example, languages? Why are there people who can speak so many languages? But learning all those, and then anytime you want to remember a language, you just automatically just can speak it. How's that possible, right? Where are they stored? Okay, so they're stored in here, the subconscious part of the mind. To speak a language, you no long you no longer use a lot of effort, right? So that's all your memories, experience, or stored in this subconscious part of the mind. I'll put down here more. Two parts. In this conscious part of the mind, I'll explain what they use for, right? The subconscious part of the mind stores all your memories. Okay. Emotions, right? Things, experiences that you experience in your life cause you to feel something, and great emotions, good feelings, happy moments, confident moments, also sad moments, also angry moments. Those are emotions, good and bad. Right? All stored here. Emotion, beliefs. Beliefs are just rules that we learn from our environment. When we're young, our parents tell us to do this and that. That's no good. This is not good. That's good. Those are beliefs, and those are given to us. So, and then we use use this to run our life. If your parents don't believe that you are a good girl, you will always, tell yourself, I am a good girl, because those beliefs are stored in your subconscious part of the mind, which means shows up automatically. You believe you are good because your parents tell you, or other people tell you when you're young. So not going to be given to you. And who you are, your identity, like they all store like your who you are identity. I'm a woman, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm an athlete. You can have many identities, all right? They're all stored in the subconscious part of your mind. That runs your life right now. Okay? And what else? Bodily function, right? Bodily function. Um, you breathe. When you breathe, when you see, you don't need to think about it. You don't need to think about it at all. But things that you're consciously aware of, like you have to think about it. You're aware of it. You're aware. And subconsciously, this part of the mind is so big. This goes back to what make us able to learn so much and still keep the the knowledge in our mind is because they're all stored in the subconscious part of the mind. There's unlimited potential here, and not just that, the subconscious part of the mind absorb your environment at 2 million bits of information per second. That means when you are right now, if you are outside on the street, subconsciously your mind, this part of the mind, is already absorbing people talking on the street, walking, even though you're not paying attention to those people. Even cars drive by you. Subconsciously, your mind is already absorbing, listening to them. But consciously, your mind might not, because consciously your mind can only takes in 7 plus, like -1 basic chunks of information. Actually, can concentrate that many chunks of information at a time. Can focus that much, but consciously, your mind can absorb 126 bits of information per second. That means you're aware of, when you're standing there, if your friend is, for example, on the street talking to you, you are aware what you're talking to that person. You're aware that you're looking at that person, um, and you are aware that maybe that person is holding someone, a baby. But subconsciously, you're also aware of all, if there's cars moving in both direction. Subconsciously, you actually absorbing all the information, the plates, the car, people talking. Why do I know that? Because from what I learned, they did research. When they go back, when subjects go back to try to remember all those things, even things that they're aware of during hypnotherapy, the subconscious mind is so clear of the things they were not even consciously aware of. All right. So I tell you why, because when I came to Canada, I didn't even understand a certain Chinese dialect. All right, but hanging around with my friend who speak the language among each other, they couldn't speak Cantonese to me because I didn't understand it. But me just listening to listen to assign me beside me speaking to each other, all suddenly I was able to speak the language. Why? Because subconsciously we're aware of things, right? And then by time I was able just to speak the language myself, like use it. That maybe the sound we created, right? Subconsciously, or some emotions, anger, and in this case, People want to know why they lash out in front of their loved ones. They say anger is an emotion, right? So, like I explained, if you listen to something over a little bit over time becomes a lot. So anger in this case, Richard, has been accumulated. Small instances of anger where you felt from a certain experience accumulate over time becomes a lot. So there's so much that it's hard to handle. So because it burns, right, automatically. Remember everything that you store, it's for all these emotions, memories, beliefs that store in your subconscious mind just show up without you even controlling it. So maybe in the past you have so many incidents of where you feel angry and you haven't been able to resolve it. So now they all store as negative emotion as anger. All right. And now consciously it's hard to control whatever's in your subconscious, right? So until you take care of these negative emotions from the past, if something right now at the present moment, somebody pisses you off, cut you off in traffic, instead of like some people in some country take a gun and shoot somebody. No, right now when your past negative emotions are handled, the way you react to that person who cut you off in traffic would be very different. You'll be more understanding. You probably think, oh, maybe that person's have to rush. Oh, it's okay. Maybe that person's might be having a bad day, and you probably stay calm because you have calm emotions showing up instead of negative emotions, right? I always give this example. Negative emotions are like weeds in your garden. Over time, when you neglect to take care of it weekly, when the weeds come out, what happened over time? The weeds grows taller than the flowers, the roses in the flower, the beautiful trees. And now all you see are weeds more and more instead of the beautiful flower, right? So I know you wanted to speak kindly, calmly to your loved ones, but not until those negative emotions, anger, are plucked out, are removed, just like the weeds in your garden. All right. So this is something that I really enjoy sharing because with so much anger going on in families, outside in community, yeah, how can we create a more peaceful world? It's something that I wish to leave for my kids. A better world, everybody more peaceful. When you're peaceful, you can create anything. So this is my contribution in giving back. In this case, you, and in so many ways in my life as well. So thank you so much. If you have questions, put it down in below. Any other challenges that you have in life, I can show you how to overcome that. That is emotions, anything as well. Thank you so much. See you next time. Oh, how do I take that? Oh, good. How do I end stream?